The reason I'm a part of Joshua is I'm the lead organizer for Expo Green Bay, which is Ex-Prisoners Organizing, which came about from restoring our communities. What we do in Expo is we work on systemic change at a state level, but our focus in Green Bay is what we can do on a community level. So that comes down to mostly peer support. How do we facilitate the transition of formerly incarcerated back into the community? What is it they need? And that's what we do.
Joshua actually gives me a way to express myself, especially because I do have a son that's serving a 60-year sentence in prison.
I came to Green Bay just a little over a year ago, and in Appleton, the Fox Valley, was active with Esther, also a faith-based community, how shall I say, organization, and a sister to Joshua here in Green Bay. So coming to Green Bay, it was just, I think, for myself, natural that I would also become involved with Joshua here.
So what I do for work and what my passion in life is mental health. So that's one of the things that attracted me to Joshua.
Well, and I've been in Green Bay for decades and have been very much involved in community work, especially through the Bay Area Community Council. And so I have trying to work with lots of people in town on any issues that improve people's lives.
I'm involved with Joshua's mental health task force because when I realized that they were starting a mental health task force, I felt some connection to that. My brother was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia 46 years ago. And we really felt like we didn't know where to turn, who to go to. There were no support groups. We didn't know what doctors to go to, and it's a lifelong illness. So I feel like there are still gaps in our community today that we felt 46 years ago. So when I joined the mental health task force with Joshua, I met a lot of people with the same passion that I had, and then we can advocate together.
I started to get involved with Joshua because I have been becoming more and more aware of how broken our prison system is, and looking at something I could contribute to at a local level. I can't get to the White House and I can't get to the state capitol, and this is my way of contributing and trying to do some good in a system that is very, very broken.
I started with Joshua a while ago, and I think the reason why I became so involved and interested in mental health work is because I suffered from depression myself, and I have lots of family members that have also suffered from depression. And I also work in the community a lot, and I feel that there are some huge gaps, and being in leadership in different positions and things, I just have this passion that God gave me to speak for other people and to be the voice for people that feel like they can't speak.
When our family immigrated to the United States, the German family and the Polish family, and all the frustration that entailed, and the rough times that they had, and I just thought, well, here I see it again, and it seems like it keeps going over and over and over. It's just a different player that comes in and has to put up with all this stuff. That's what got me involved in it.
I feel like we have done made some amazing strides forward, but for me, the biggest, coolest part of being involved with the mental health task force is the relationships that I've come across. Not just within leadership and our committees and all that kind of stuff, but also just friendships that I've made along the way with some people that maybe have thought, oh, I don't have a voice. And they sit down at the table and we tell them, you do have a voice.
Charity is really good and needed, but to address root causes, systemic change is something that I was longing to do, and I didn't know how to do that, and Joshua provided that opportunity.
So I wanted something where I could actually work with these people that have been through prison, are homeless, have mental health issues. Live off the environment that we call home. So that's really why I got started with Joshua.
Joshua was invited to go to the graduation of the heroin court, which Judge Walsh runs, and we felt very privileged to be able to do that. to see young people that are really troubled see a future for themselves through the help of the community.
Since being with Joshua, it's actually restored my hope in humanity. Being formerly incarcerated myself, a lot of times we feel that there's nobody cares about us, that we are second-class citizens, that there's no hope, that we're getting out there with the same issues that got us incarcerated in the first place. But we see what Joshua, especially restoring our communities, is doing. They are fighting for us. They believe in us. They believe that we deserve a second chance. And that really made a difference in my life. It brought me back to having some faith. And at some point, I lost faith and hope. But it restored that to me. It gave me a belief back that we are human beings, we love each other, and we can work together for the success of each other.
What has Joshua given me? It's given me a way to help my son.
Well, for me, again, being somewhat new to Joshua and to active ministry here in the Green Bay area, it's given me opportunity to meet, to know, to work with other religious leaders in the area, and also to a greater awareness and understanding of some of the dynamics of our Green Bay area needs and responses to those needs that Joshua gives.
As I say, when I first read that question, the first thing I thought was, it's made me feel a part of something bigger. So it's nice to know that there's this larger group of people that have the same passion as I do, the same desires, that want to help people that maybe can't help themselves.
Well, I think working with Joshua and being part of the chair committee, we have had to be tenacious, but with some humility. And I think that gives you discipline as well to fight for causes that you normally would maybe, jump at on your own, but you have advocacy around you, people around you that believe in the same thing. So I think it's taught me more discipline, patience, because when you're fighting for your cause, you have to have that in order to get to see the end. And you may lose the first time you fight for something, but if you stick it out and have patience, I think that, you may win in the end, but you keep fighting.
Joshua has given me a sense of community. I've always been part of the community, but now I feel like I'm really an active member of the community. Being part of something greater, trying to make good things come out of terrible situations. We worked with Ban the Box this year, and seeing that come to fruition has been so gratifying. And just meeting different people along my journey with Joshua.
I love the fighting aspect of it, but I also love the patience that I've learned, because you do have to be extremely patient with these things. It's been amazing to be a part of Joshua, just because they've made me see my own potential. They've helped me to grow. These women and men that are in leadership are amazing and have given me the opportunity that I normally wouldn't have had before.
It's not up to any one person to do it. We all work together, and we need the diversity of voices and talents and abilities. And also, I think being part of the beloved community, what Christ was working to create is creating this place where people all have a voice and a place, whether they're impacted, whether they know people impacted by issues of injustice, where we can work together to impact change. And that brings me a lot of hope.
It's given me a lot over the last year. I think the last year has definitely given me courage to be able to see over the last year our issues take off the new issues. The people that have come around the table that have shown such curiosity and courage and strength in building relationships, it definitely calls me to have to push myself that much harder.
There's a force that's there together, and that as brothers and sisters we hopefully can make a change. Joshua helps that happen.
Juntos podemos. Together we can do it.